like.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Off Camber TV's coverage of the Slow Old Guys Racing Series finale here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tonight, these drivers will battle tooth and nail in the running of the Mill and Mine Supply Company 125. Joining me in the booth tonight is Cafe Olay, also known as David Williamson, and Donovan Johns will make an appearance later. So how are you doing tonight, Cafe?
Well, I'm doing great. It's Monday, it's week 13, and I'm ready for some racing.
And so what we have on tap tonight, we have 125 laps in the street stocks here at the 1.5 mile Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're watching qualifying right now. So far, the 26 of Braden Habermill is sitting on the provisional pole with a 37.634. As I said before, this is the season or series finale here tonight. You have 5 drivers that are realistically have a shot at winning the championship. Points leader Joshua Couture has a 5-point lead on Jorge Bustos. And then you have Russell Charneski sitting 44 points behind Larry Andreessen, 54 behind, and then 108 behind is Steve Dickerson. So the top 5 in the point standings are the only ones that have a chance to win this series championship. We've been watching a little bit of practice here. David, how do you think these boys are going to do tonight?
Well, I mean, from what I've seen, street stocks at Charlotte, it's kind of like running Daytona in the Cup cars. So you're going to see a lot of pack drafting, a lot of racing, side-by-side racing, and you're going to see some stuff go wrong.
And championship hopeful, the 19, Russell Charneski, goes to the top of the board with a 36.56. That's definitely going to help his chances on winning here tonight. A couple things about the, we're going to call it SOG for short. It's Slow Old Guys, if you're following along. They run 40% fuel with open setups here. So about how long do you think they're going to be able to stay out on the track?
Well, I think if it's anything like, well, I mean, the closest thing I can liken to this is the rookie street stocks. Now, they run a fixed setup, and most times by the end of 40 laps, they're kind of out of tires. So I would think if they're running 40% fuel, they're going to want to come in somewhere around every 25 to 30 laps.
You think tires are going to play a factor if that's the case?
I think tires will play a huge factor. If you can save your tires, you can stay with the pack longer. You start wearing out those tires, you're going to be forced up into the second lane.
And on top of that, you have open setups, so these guys could have, you know, a countless combination of, you know, camber and caster and spring rates and all of that good stuff underneath the car. So that could possibly help tire wear as well.
Yeah, I guess if you set your car up on the bottom lane as your tires give out, you're going to have to move up. If you set yourself up for the top lane, you're not going to want to start out on your runs being in that bottom side and chew up your tires. It's all a matter of strategy, I guess. And the more you can mess with these cars, the more you can really mess things up.
Closing out qualifying here, you got about 20 seconds to get your laps in if you're going to do so. Only 18 drivers are taking time out of the, I have to count because Donovan accidentally got into the session. 26 drivers that have signed up to participate in this race.
Yeah, I saw Donovan John's name in there, and the officials told me that the car did not pass tech inspection and will not field into the race.
That sounds like a plan. Tough break for him there.
Yep, and if you guys are watching and avid fans of iRacing, this will be the last race you see us broadcast where the Ford Mustang FR500 is the pace car with that paint scheme. As of tomorrow, it's going to be switched out for the rough and have a brand new paint job to it. So I know I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, but guess they're gridding up, and we'll let you take it away, Wes.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see the new pace car because that Be honest with you, that Mustang's been getting kind of old. I mean, great cause on the car, but it'd be good to have a change of scenery when I'm on the pole. Yeah,
Well, you toot your own horn, right? Yeah,
right. Me.
I'm looking forward to seeing something different, but I'm sure that you're going to be like me. And when it pops out in the track, you're going to have to take a double take the first couple of times you see it come out during a caution. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it.
I just got to make sure it's not collidable.
That's an April Fool's Day joke I'm waiting for them to do.
Oh man, that would be epic on iRacing's part. Waiting for these guys to load in here. It looks like pretty much everybody made the field. So I knew they were taking the top 26, and only 26 showed up. Guys are waiting to the last minute, getting them last minute changes in, make sure they have their race setup in. Because I'm pretty sure they put a qualifying setup on these things beforehand, so. Wait for a couple more to grid before we give you the grid. All right, and here is your starting grid tonight. On pole, you have a 23 of Steve Dickerson. I know it's a different name on the iRacing server, but believe me, Steve's behind the wheel. You have Russell Charneski sitting in second. The 76 of Jonathan Bergeron in third. Jason Barnett in fourth, and Larry Andreessen is going to round out your top five. You have the 023 of Troy Lint in sixth. Scott Olison in seventh. Harry Murchison in 8th. 9th is Braden Habermel. And rounding out the top 10 will be Matt Warwick Sr. Dylan Thornton will be rolling off in position 11. 12th goes to Angel Ledesma. Sir Charles, let me see who you are. Yeah, you're rolling off in 13th. Michael Couture in 14th. Championship leader, the 3, Joshua Couture in 15th. Tyler Sontag in 16th. Gerald Wheeler in 17th. 18th goes to Brandon Eanes. Chris Moody in 19th. And Jorge Bustos is going to round out your top 20. Then you have Ray Thompson, Tim Pruitt, Anthony Mintz, Jeremy Leto, Chuck Smith, and Doug Walter rounding out your 26 car field here tonight. Definitely looking forward to this. I'm don't really see a lot of big street stock races here at Charlotte. You know, you get about a 13, 14, 15 car split in rookies, but here we go. Pace car rolling off turn 4, taking the hard left turn down to pit lane. 23 has command of the field. Green is out, and we are underway here at Charlotte.
And they're off at pack racing to start with. We're going to probably see them 2x2, possibly 3 wide for a little bit, and that bottom apron will bite you hard. 23 taking up Russell Charneski out in the outside there, and they're still rolling 2 wide down the backstretch. Few of them looking to see if they can pick up some spots and maybe pull on ahead.
A lot of bumping all throughout the field. Had a big checkup back there near, I believe that is the, I have to zoom in. No, that's back behind you. 38, I believe, near him. Big checkup earlier. A couple cars on the wall going through the quad oval in 1. But so far, side by side up front, Charneski and Dickerson, championship hopefuls, battling for the lead here as they work their way into turn 3.
Yeah, they tend to be a little lined up better on the inside than the outside, but that outside line headed up by Charneski, they're just holding with them.
And that's about all they're doing. I mean, you know, 777 Barnett's right on the 19's bumper, trying to give him a good old bump draft to try to get him to the lead, and it's not going to work here going into 1. 19 lost a little bit of time, 2 to 23 on the inside.
And you're getting a little bit antsy in the back there. I would expect maybe 1, at most 2 more laps. We're going to start seeing some 3 wide racing going on.
Here we go, battle for third. Got the 76 in between the 77 and the 023. 3 wide. Holding it. Ooh, getting a little close coming off of 4 there. That's a 76 on the bottom. I'm sorry. And a
it
little
looks,
pass in the grass.
and it looks like the 777 of Barnett is just getting shuffled to the back. He got left out of that whole train there.
Yeah, 76 up to P4, sitting second car on the high lane right now. I mean, this is a pretty tight battle. A little more 3 wide back here with the 777. Looks like the 023 Troy Lent trying to make his way up to the front. He's going to pass the 777.
Do you think that Barnett's using that third lane just to save some tires for later on, fall into the back in case an accident happens?
It could be possible, but he's falling right back into the hornet's nest. He's not looking pretty back here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any damage. Chinesky is using that outside line and saving his tires and pulling up ahead. But there's a lot of cars looking to make it 3 and 4 wide going into 3 there.
Yeah, 023 almost forced the issue going outside of the 11 of Harry Murchison. The 11 is actually the car on the outside lane. Kind of hard, man. We got new guys, new cars, new faces. We're trying.
Yeah, the 11 car of Murchison is really pushing hard to get Trineski out in front. But if this is like any other street stock race here.
There he goes, 3 wide. Battle for the lead. The 11 forcing the issue in the middle. No help from him, but it looks like he's going to almost clear the 23. 23 still has a fender inside.
And you know what happens when they start running 3 wide, don't you, Wes?
Oh, yeah.
4 wide.
Big junk.
So you watch for more than two corners where they run 3 wide. We're gonna see some action really pick up.
Yeah, 23 still fighting hard on the inside line there with help from the 76 of Bergeron.
Really good to see this whole group of 24, 25 cars all still grouped together. Nobody's fallen off. Nobody's been bounced off the wall and picked off the pace. It's close racing. It's all of a 1.75 second gap from first to last.
I'm thoroughly impressed so far. Some good tight racing.
Well, they'd made an announcement during the drivers' meeting. They wanted everyone to watch out for side drafting because it could potentially be an issue for netcode. We'll see how long they remember that and side drafting picks up again.
A little further back in the pack, 39 changed lanes to the outside, fitting in behind the 777. 39, that's Scott Olison. He's got a paint helper and lint racing chassis on that 39 machine. 91, Tyler Sontag in trouble. In the wall twice here. Yeah, and the 71. Gave a little love to the wall there.
Yeah, they pancaked the right-hand side of both of those cars, but they don't look like they're in too bad a shape. Yeah, and I know if my daughter was watching, she'd be cheering on that 71 car of with the Grinch paint job that he's got going.
And that's old school Grinch. That's good stuff.
Yeah, now you can start seeing from the 17th on 17 on back, Bentley Mints, that they're starting to form 2 packs here. We got the fast guys and the guys that are still fighting to keep up.
And just basically just still side by side action up front. I mean, nobody's really changed positions besides, maybe the occasional get a run on the outside, then they come back, fight on the inside.
But those back 5 cars, they've got to hurry up and get in line, or they're going to lose that front pack, and they're going to find themselves a half lap down in a hurry.
Going on board with the 76 here, Bergeron. Definitely hear him lift going into the turns. I would hope they would, that they don't run over the guy in front of them, because these things, you can bump draft them, but you can only do it to a certain extent. I mean, if you're hitting somebody in the corner, you might as well just kiss you and your race goodbye.
Yeah, it works a little bit strange in these cars. I know we were messing around with the build about 2 or 3 builds ago. We were playing around with the bump drafting, but it actually slows you down using the bump draft in these cars if you don't do it.
Yeah, you want to have that pocket of air in between your cars, but you also want to be as close as you possibly can to the car in front of you to give you a couple extra horses.
Yeah, so it looks like Ray Thompson, Tyler Sontag, Gerald Wheeler, and Tim Pruitt are now in a hurry to catch up with the field. They're falling back fast, and like I mentioned, they got to find their way single file and hope there's more racing go on in the front, or they're going to find themselves quite far back. Not a bad thing if there's a big accident that comes up front, but if this goes green for a lot longer, or right up until the time around when everyone's got to start for tires and fuel, that can put them a lap down.
And especially if that happens on on the green flag, because now we actually have 3 groups forming. It looks like 41 rim riding right now, hard into the wall. The Sir Charles right there. Oh, the 91 having to go to the inside of the apron. 999 into the back of the 41. The 02 had to check up for the 91, and 38 has fallen back as well. That's a big problem. But they do get 1 fast repair, which if you were new to iRacing basically means you get a brand new car.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even touch that unless I needed to near the end of the race, though. About lap 80 or beyond. Put up with what you have and hope that you just stay on the lead lap.
That's pretty much everybody behind 16th, which is Brandon Eanes in the 923, or the 17, and Anthony Mintz puts them pretty far back, so they're going to have to, stop just side by side here with the 91 and 02, get in the line to see if they can catch back up to at least a second pack, because the top 9 have broken away just about.
Yeah, I'm seeing the 41 still in the pits. I guess he's waiting out a tow or something. I'll keep an eye out on him. But he's now our first black car that is a lap down.
Hutchinson really high in turn 2. The runner
Didn't
replay
see any
on
damage
that.
from that, but he's definitely close to the wall.
It looks like maybe the 19 went for it, went to shoot the middle, and the 11 just let him go. Didn't touch the wall, didn't do nothing. He just went ahead and let him go.
Yeah, but that totally killed his speed. I don't know if he got into the brakes or he let out that much. He's lost the lead pack. Now he's only going to hope that he has enough speed to catch up with that second pack and stick with them back there.
Yeah. 4th to 17th in a matter of a lap.
That's just like super speedway racing, just with street stocks. Yeah, we're at lap 17 now. I'd say somewhere in the next 5 laps we're going to start seeing cars pit. So with him coming into the pits now, that's not a bad move.
And
that might comes out. He probably come out just ahead of the leaders and be able to retain his lap.
Yeah, he might bring a bunch of these guys down pit road with him. I know at some tracks you can short pit. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with these cars here, besides the rookie stuff. So,
well, tires don't give up before fuel. They're now down half a second in this pack to their best laps of the race. So the new tires isn't a bad thing to do.
All right, we're gonna look around and try to find our championship hopefuls here. 78, Jorge Bustos, running in 13th right now on the high side, back in the middle of the pack. He's P2 right now in the championship running. See Joshua Couture in number 3, right ahead of him, so he can see his championship rival, because these two are the closest right now. They were only separated by 5 points in the standings at the drop of the green flag. Oh, getting a little racy right there with a 39 and 27. 39
Yeah.
just about clipped him.
You're going to start seeing cars that are going to fight to get to that inside line. We're at lap 20 now. We're getting close to the point where they're going to be coming in for green flag stops. If you're that second group, they're probably going to come in a lap or two ahead of them just so that they don't lose so much time. See them take advantage of the gap that they got where only 5 or 6, 4 or 5 cars come in as opposed to this lead pack of 10, 12 cars.
It looks like we've had our first quote unquote casualty of the night. The 11, Harry Murchison, has left the building. Guess he took his spotter with him because Matt Warwick, although he's running 16th, it said he disconnected. That might have been before the race. Excuse me. Yeah, 17 still out on track, still in the lead lap, so we're all good to go there. But still up front, 5 rows deep, side-by-side action.
I'm thoroughly impressed by this. I mean, in most other cases, you'd see guys playing around with the apron, and these guys, and having to dodge up a lane. And we haven't seen that yet. These guys are truly putting on a good show.
And again, another championship hopeful, Russell Chernesky, sitting P2 right now. He came into the race 44 points behind. I believe they're using the old style points for this. So that is a pretty big gap that he can make up with the championship leader running 11th. That's 10. And he has led a couple of laps here tonight. So he gets to 5 bonus points if they're going by the old school point system.
And it looks like we got our first person taking the pit, Brandon Edens.
Here comes the 923. He's putting his hand out the window. Whoaing it down. I don't think he makes speed. That's impressive.
He's the first to take that pit. You're going to see when he comes back out, he'll pop up maybe half a straightaway ahead of the leaders. This is where you're going to see all the action start, though. But once you have that first taker, everyone's going to be coming in. That's only about 2 to 3 laps before anyone really had to pit.
Yeah, it looks like 23's been just about left out to dry. 19's going to come down and pick him up. 23, that is Steve Dickerson, still out front. 19 in tow to 023. Troy Lent trying to get to the front. He's on the outside of the 19, working their way off of turn 2, squeezing them tight.
And Eden's just making his way out to the end of the pit lane there. And about to go into turn 1. By the time he hits turn 2, we're going to see those other cars come around.
There's got to be something up with that 76. He's not able to keep up with these guys as good as he used to. And as soon as I say that, he's sucking in. 023 has the race sponsor on their car. That's Troy Lent.
I would watch for everyone to start pitting on this time around. Chernesky moving to the inside is a clear indication he's looking to get ready to pit.
We'll see here. 777 Barnett pushing to 023, trying to get around the 23. And it looks like Troy Lent will lead his first lap of the race here. Give him 5 bonus points.
And Barnett, who got shuffled out early in the race, is back up and they're fighting for third.
Jump out of the top 5 real quick. Highlight a couple people that have been sitting up here running pretty good. You got the 04 Larry Andreessen. He's been sitting there quietly in the middle of the pack here. 55 to his outside. You got that's Christopher Moody. Good run from him. The 27 of Michael Couture running in the top 10 as well. And
71 having to slow up, plays with that apron. No harm, no foul. Doesn't take anyone out, but definitely the car behind him had to slow down of Tim Pruitt.
And 357's been hanging around the back here with that Looney Tunes job he's got going on there. He got right in front of him, looks like the 91 and the 38 running pretty good side by side there. 38 is Dylan Thornton. Pretty much completely lost the front pack there, over 5 seconds behind the 15th place car of Matt Wyrick.
Now, are the 023 and 23, are they teammates?
Let's see. According to my spotter guide, probably not.
Well, there goes that theory of one letting the other one ahead so that they can roll in together and roll out together. See, they're only going to make it maybe another 5 laps before they're forced to pit.
I wonder if the whole pack is going to try to come down at one time, because Charlotte kind of has a weird pit entry. Has a wall that extends out with the safer barrier kind of right there where you want to cut in where the tunnel is on the track. So that could play a huge factor in these boys getting down to pit road.
Well, I find the worst thing about pitting at Charlotte is the fact that you're actually trying to make it from the middle of the corner down to the apron before you actually exit the corner.
777 is giving no quarrel. He wants to push that 023 to the lead, but the 23 is getting enough side draft off of the 023, stalling him out, and the 023 is not able to get up there.
That 23 car though is just, you can see him hugging that apron. I keep waiting for him to dip a little bit too low. That could be the caution.
You know, definitely in the back of the pack, they are really looking forward to seeing a yellow pop out, try to catch back up with these guys. We pretty much have almost a 3 or 4 car tandem back here. Here we go. 1976 is coming down. It looks like the 3 as well. Joshua Couture, your championship points leader.
Yeah, the 76 did a great job of making up some time coming up to that entry there. We'll see if he ends up being blocked from. Seems to be a fire sale now on pit stops because everyone else, I think, is going to be coming down this time around.
Keep an eye on pit entry here. Here they come. Pretty much all the rest of the guys are coming down. There's a 23, 023, the 777, the 78, among others, coming down to pit lane. The 02 back here straggling.
And that's going to put the 39 car of Scott Olson up in the front.
Olson with the SOG race team. He's got Larry Anderson out there in that 04 car. Still in the same pack with him. And let me see if Moody is on that team as well. All the rest of them, 39, 55, and the 04, coming down to pit in the 04 in that Olympia Bear scheme, looking to get a good pit stop, get 4 fresh iRacing rubbers on that machine, and get back out there. And now, Angel Ledesma out front. That Olympus paint scheme right there, pretty sharp. I kind of like that. That's old Lotus scheme, ain't it?
That's an old, it's an old Formula One Lotus adaptation, which they did a good job.
Yeah, and here he is down to the service of his virtual pit crew. He's going to surrender the lead back over to, it looks like Allison is still on the pit, so we're going to be looking for the 923 of Brandon Eanes, I believe.
Yeah, that'd be the 23 car who's going to inherit the lead again once they come back around, depending on how things work out as far as the pit strategies go.
Yeah, give us a couple seconds for iRacing scoring to sort itself out.
Yeah, but as far as the scoring goes, Ledesma, Olsen, Anderson, and Moody, they put a lap on the rest of the field. So if a caution were to come out, that would have been a bad thing if it happened right at the time that it happened.
Well, 39 is just now exiting the pits onto the backstretch. He just got passed by the 19 of Charneski. The 04, he's got a big gaggle of cars behind him. The 3, I think the 26, the 023, and the 78 are going to pick him up. Make a 5-car pack here.
And that, yeah, the 923 Brandon Eames being shown first, and he's got a lap on quite a few cars.
And he was the first one to come down and take tires. He pitted back on lap 12, it looks like. It looks like he's having some connection issues as well because, oh, never mind, that's practice. Hello. Lap 23 is when he came down. I leave the 999 up to P2. Yes, Charneski right behind him. They're 13 and 14 seconds back.
Yeah, with Wheeler and Chernesky being about 14 seconds back, it sounds like a lot, but right now I would say the 923 of Eames is probably a good 0.3 of a second slower naturally than the group of cars behind him. With them having the draft, it'll probably only take about 5 laps for them to catch up.
Oh yeah, it's not going to take long. The 76 and the 39, Scott Olson, he stayed out a little extra on that last exchange of pit stops. They've connected up. So we have a 2-car tandem there. Then we have about 6 cars behind them trying to get sorted out. That'll be the former race leaders, the 23. The 3's made his way up towards the eventual front. The 26 on the outside there. And then you had the 023 and the 78 and the 04 all in tow. In this little group.
I'm just keep an eye out here on the on Ray Thompson's 02 car. He's 31, a little more than 31 seconds behind the leader, which puts him in a position where he could go a lap down.
And him as well as the 91 of Sontag. But these guys are going to have to.
If they pair up, they can draft and pull away from him. But I know that Sontag has a little bit of damage on the front end of his car.
Yeah, the 91 towards back to pack hasn't exactly been playing fair back there. So as we see the 02 go underneath him, we just start seeing some of the front guys start to catch back up to some other guys to make that big pack that we so desperately want to see again, because that was some fun racing right there. And it looks like the 91 is going to fall back behind the 02 and try to follow suit and see if they can start making a charge towards the front. You got a 923 right behind them, though. Basically, half of a turn away.
Ooh, and Wheeler doing a little 999 there.
Yeah, 999. Not a good look for that car. Sideways coming off of 4.
He got her back up, so that was a good job of that. Street stocks aren't terribly difficult to correct once they're out of shape in most cases, but that definitely was probably a pantful for him.
Oh yeah, I'd say he's wearing his brown fire suit. And the 999 is pretty much in the same boat as the 923. Is 3 wide back here. 78-23. 78 championship hopeful. He got around to 3 in that exchange as well. So comes to 78 trying to get a little draft off the 999. Got the 023 right behind him.
Yeah, with the 999 pitting at the same time as the 923, you're going to see him really start to fall back. He'll be out of tires at this point. And we're only a quarter of the way through this race. Or a third of the way through the race.
Oh, they are so close back here. Oh, there it is. 23.78 make contact. Oh, 9.99 behind him into the wall. That
Yeah, the
could have been bad.
999 of Wheeler is just holding on and hoping for a caution at this point. He's going to have to pit soon. And that lead that Eames has been enjoying is probably only going to last another 5 laps before he has to pit.
We're looking at an average. These guys ran about 31, 32 laps on that tank of fuel. Some ran about 33. So we're only looking at about a 4-stop race here for those guys. The guys who short pitted, we're probably looking at about 6 or 7. Still a great side-by-side, 3-row deep battle back here between Bustos and Dickerson, with Lent and Couture right behind them. Habermill in that 26 and that 04 of Andreessen.
Yeah, out front, the 923 of Eames is steadily holding a 13-second gap over the field, but he can't have much more than 5 laps before he's forced to pit.
The 1939 and the 76 are pretty much 3 wide coming down the backstretch. They're doing a little bit more racing than they ought to right now. Looking at 39 going to the inside of the 19, going to take over the 2nd spot on the track. They have they have their rear view mirrors full of an angry herd right behind them. Still steadily battling between these 6 cars back here, working their way down the backstretch here at Charlotte.
And that 777 of Barnett looking like he's really pushing to either try and get by these cars, or his tires have gone that much that he just doesn't want to have to let up at all.
I believe the 777 came down on the first wave of the majority of the field coming down. I know the 55 stayed out a little bit, and the 17 did as well. They've all met up there. They're about 4 and some change back from that 6-car group right in front of them. And then there's about another 4 seconds and some change back here to the 62, 27, 2, and 357 back here.
We got some battling going on for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th between Chernesky, Olesen, and Bergeron. I've seen Olesen and Chernesky kind of swapped 2nd place about twice a lap now for 2 laps. We'll see if anything can come of that.
So, yeah, still trying to catch back up to this 2nd place pack is the guys from 5th through 9th, through 10th, excuse me. Once they catch, it's going to be a pretty decent battle. Everybody's pretty much spread out around the track in packs, so we're going to see a lot of give and take, a lot of movement in the standings, and we're just going to try to keep on top of it. So just to give you a reference point, the 923 is right now exiting turn 2. The 19 and that group is just now entering turn 1, and the group behind them just now entered turn 1. So Ings has pretty much got about a straightaway on the rest of the field right now, and he's steadily losing time, but they're only picking off about 2 to 3 tenths a lap.
Yeah, there will be a heck of a lot of difference from the start of the run to the end of the run, maybe 3-4 tenths of a second, but With this group of three in second, third, and fourth, just kind of running side by side, they're not going to make up the ground that they would make if they got single file and just drafted up there. But at the same time, they also know that he's going to have to stop long before they do.
Oh, and here he comes, 923 to pit road right now. Looks like he got it woed down just in time.
Yeah, pit road violations would definitely suck under a green flag situation.
And that's going to surrender the lead back over to the 39 of Ollison at the stripe by 1/1000th of a second. Going to put Charneski back into the second position and the 76 of Bergeron into fourth.
And we're almost halfway through the race, Wes.
Yeah, we are. That's been taking off pretty good. Knock on as much wood as you can possibly find, but we haven't had any cautions yet. Oh, as I say, that 78 into the wall back there, Bustos. Oh, 26 is getting loose. Looks like the 78 clipped him trying to get off the wall there. 78 in that National Guard machine. He wanted to make him a sandwich real quick, trying to get some Wonder Bread.
Yeah, a little bit of beating and banging going on, but nothing too serious between these guys.
Yeah, 78. I don't know what happened. He was just in the wall, man. He was rim riding there, taking the Kyle Larson line, and going over the cushion. Oops. Okay. Looks like we have a clear leader of this second pack, the 23 of Steve Dickerson. Excuse me. Clearly out in front, got the 3 championship leader, Joshua Couture, riding behind him in that pack. And Bustos sitting in the 9th position on the last car on the inside in that group.
I'm starting to get the impression that group there can kind of smell that they can catch the leaders if they get single file, because you can see them sort of lining up and shuffling around, and after each lap goes by, one more car falls into line.
Yeah, these they're just battling a little bit too hard back there for that. Troy Lent, he definitely wants to be the leader here out of this pack, and you can see the 26 and 78 moving lanes up to try to help him do that. 23 trying to draft both lanes at the same time.
This is why I'm announcing, not driving, huh?
And it looks like Charneski on the outside, still battling for the lead, still side by side, holding his own. He has no help behind him. He's just solely using the side drafting of that 39 machine to stick up front with him. Got Bergeron just sitting back there licking his chops, waiting for something to happen.
Well, we've been watching that 19 car for most of the night, just sitting in that second lane and just using the side draft to keep up front, not really pull ahead, just kind of hold his own up there and let things play out. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Let's see, they do have a car in front of them right now. The 71 of Chuck Smith in danger of going a lap down here. Then you had the 923 Brandon Eanes on fresher tires, sitting 21st, 1 lap down. But pretty much the top 12, I mean, they're literally in groups. I mean, everything has to do with 3. You got the top 3, then you have 4th through 9th, 3 seconds behind them, and then add another 3 seconds for 10th through 12th with the 55, the 17, and the 777, and they're 6.5 back, basically. Everything happens in 3s.
Except for corners on the track.
Except for yeah, but Pocono's the exception.
I guess you kind of count Phoenix that way too, depending how you look at the track. But I know what you're saying.
Well, if you look at it the new way, they're going to have it in 18 and 19. Concord. Anyway, it looks like Lint wants to lead this pack, man. He's still on the outside. Ooh, 78 in the wall right behind him. Not just going to scrub off just a little bit of speed. And that 78's tagged that wall more than once here tonight. Busto's trying to win this championship, and he's definitely laying it all out on the line for it right now. So first pit stop was around lap 30 to 35 for these guys. We should start seeing them come back down here within the next 10 laps to get some more service.
We're halfway now, so I would think that you would go 2 more stops and stop right around here, and then another stop somewhere about lap 95, and you're good.
And the top 3 have pretty much maintained the gap between themselves and the pack behind them. They've only lost about 4/10 the last 3 laps.
You almost get the impression that they're just kind of turning laps, and then they're going to fight it out in the last couple of laps, because you can't obviously win it in the 60th or 61st lap of the race.
So you're saying somebody's going to throw a water bottle at the car and call it caution?
Either that, or somebody in that second pack with the Wonder Bread car is going to be shaking and baking.
And still back and forth for the lead. Charneski's going to lead that one by 33 1/100ths of a second over Olesen. Bergeron just sitting back there playing nice. Got in 4th, you have Steve Dickerson, also known as Kevin Rowley, and Troy Lint rounding out your top 5 right now. 71 looks like, oh, and the 76 late pit entry. I think he was slowed down enough. Yeah, he got it.
Well, we'll definitely know by how long he has to sit in the pits.
He just dove right in. He's coming in to take service on that Mopar machine of his.
Well, you can gain or you can lose a lot of time if you can pit right.
777's on pit lane as well right now, right behind him. And I swear iRacing hired the slowest people they could possibly find for street stock pit crew. Oh, 19 coming down to get service as well. He's dipping off the track. Gonna leave the 39 of Olesen all by himself. And Couture is gonna come down as well. Both championship contenders.
This is where it's all going to come down to strategy, because I noticed that Olesen in the 39 stayed out. If a caution were to happen, if the groups were big enough and somebody wiped out, he's going to inherit. He's going to put some of these cars a lap down.
He's losing a lot of time. These guys. He's coming into pit now. And so is the 78 of Bustos right behind him. Oh, Bustos. Did you get it slowed down enough, bud? He was sideways getting in there. To give the lead back over to the 23 of Dickerson. Also a championship hopeful, but a pretty decent long shot. 108 points back entering the race. See if he starts to come down. Oh, the top 4 are going to stay out right now. There is a 3 re-entering the track after his service.
That might have been rather unfortunate that he didn't get out as fast as he did, because that could put him quite a ways down.
We do have the 26. Ooh, they're racing. 23 into 26 down pit lane here. Lint and Habermill coming down. The 2 is exiting his pits right now. I believe the 23 is going to come down this time.
Yeah, I heard him announce over the radios that he was planning on coming in. That's going to put the car behind him up in the lead if he doesn't come with him.
Probably going to bring the 04 with him. Yes, it does. You can definitely tell these boys practice this stuff. Because that is some of the cleanest entries I've seen on the service. 55 also down pit road, Christopher Moody. And the 27 of Michael Couture. Tim Pruitt just now getting into his box. 27, Couture slid through his box a little bit.
And I think that's going to move the 62 of Ledesma up in the lead.
And Ledesma is announcing that he's going to be pitting this time as well. There he comes. Like the rest of the guys behind him are going to stay out. He was close. Now these things take a long time, but mainly it's for fueling. Because a full tank of gas takes a good long while to put into these race cars for some strange reason. It's like they run and like pick up a fuel pump and put it beside the car, then they go in and pay the service attendant, and then they pump it up.
No, it's not that at all. It's the young guys that aren't union employees that are doing the pit crews. All the old guys that know what they're doing are driving the cars. They're leaving the nobodies out in the pit road.
Well, I believe that is going to give the lead back to the 923 of Eanes. Still on a different strategy. He did stretch it out a little bit further that time. 23 would have expected him to come in on lap 46, and he stretched it out to 51, so he stretched it out by another 5 laps. Should be expecting him to come back down somewhere around lap 80, 84, 85-ish if he's going to continue the strategy. And there it is, Eanes back to the point.
So far, that early pit strategy paying off for him. We'll have to see if that works out at the end of the race, because we're at the point of the race now where people are going to start counting backwards to what lap they need for their final pit stop.
And 76 taking an early pit that last time around as well, breaking off in the lead group pretty early. He's up to position number 2, then the 39 right behind him.
Eanes, just like everyone else, is only going to need one more stop to go to the end the rest of the way.
Now, if you're Eanes, do you come in at the absolute earliest time that you can possibly come in, or are you going to try and see if you can work some kind of different pit strategy?
I would try to push it to anywhere between lap 90 to 95 is my magic number for me to pit. If there's a caution before then I probably cry really loud in my helmet.
Hey, top 5 sitting right now. You had the 923 Brandon Eanes out front, 76 of Jonathan Bergeron in second. P3 is Scott Olison in the 39. And championship contenders, the number 3 of Joshua Couture in fourth, and the 78 of Jorge Bustos rounding out your top 5. And Jorge's got the 19 of Charneski right behind him, another championship hopeful.
Yeah, you're looking at Bergeron, who's, let's see, about 3 seconds back. And then Olison, Couture, and Charneski are almost, gapped out a little bit, but you got all the way, about 10 seconds back to 6th place.
And they're the only 2 that are really hooked up right now. They're going to catch up to the 3 here in a little short bit.
Yeah, and it'll be a matter of them trying to pick up cars to make a train to catch that leader.
And the 3's got help from the 999. Now Gerald Wheeler is he's sitting in 22nd, 2 laps down. So he's just basically out there for drafting help right now. And the 3 and the 39 are getting ready to get reacquainted with each other. Getting back through the pack, you got the 17, 777. This is where the action is, boys. 23, 023, 04, 71, and 91 all together here. Most of this is a battle for position.
Yeah, a few spoilers mixed in there, but that's going to be the group to make the catch.
77 mowing down the long. Yeah, 777 was mowing down the lawn there a little bit. He got to be careful about that.
Well, it's not AstroTurf, so it needs cutting every once in a while.
Yeah, that is true. And yeah, we're looking at 50 laps to go next time by.
Yeah, so the magic number is 35 to go is when you want to make that last pit stop.
We should be seeing a ton of cars come down in about 20 laps from now. 923 taking 50 laps to go right now. Bergeron closing in on him, 2/10 that last lap. And Olesen, Couture, and the 999 of Wheeler have all caught each other. The 3 trying to work the outside here of the 39. Couture wants to get as far away from the 78 as possible.
Yeah, Olesen and Couture are picking up nearly 2/10 a lap now on the leader.
Hopefully this, well, if these guys would get in a line, I mean, it might work out a little bit better for them. They only picked up maybe 1 or 2 tenths that last time by.
Well, Olesen's last lap was a 36.37 compared to the 36.7 that Ains in the 923 turned. They are hauling the mail. It's going to be a matter of laps that they catch up.
Back here, you see 78 and the 19 bump drafting each other going into the turn there. Bustos needs to start throwing the bricks that he has in his trunk out and getting back up there to fight with the 3 to see if he can pull out this championship. They're catching that pack in front of him, but it's very slow.
Yeah, the second place car of Bergeron kind of holding his own, just outside of 2 seconds, gaining a little bit on Ains, but we're now looking at just over 5.5 seconds now from 3rd to 1st. You're going to see some people worry in about 4 laps.
I'm going to look back here, focus on the 26 in that pack. You got him, the 17 to 23, 04 to 023, 777, and the 02 who is starting to fall back a little bit. Getting a little freight train going on around the bottom side here at Charlotte, working their way down the backstretch.
Yeah, 7th to 13th, all running within a second of each other.
Ooh, little touch there for 17. If they didn't touch, they got mighty close. Looks like the 023 is going to come up and try to work with the 26 on the outside.
Yeah, I can't say that would be a great move. They were really mowing down the leaders when they were single file. Now that they're going too wide, they're just not going to make up that gap.
This is all going to come down pit strategy and how close you can possibly get to the leader before you pit.
Yeah, in second place, Bergeron is just over a second and a half behind the leader. He's starting to pick up.
26 on the wall back here. Caution's
out. And I'm sure that Ains right now is not happy.
You know he is not happy. I am trying to look, see where. Looks like the 91 possibly. Yep, 91 to 71 back there in turn 3. Just looks like 91 was getting loose, and yeah, I don't know if they touched or not, but 91 made an expressway down to the pit lane. I'm not sure if that would have caused caution or not either, because he kept everything going straight.
Yeah, so I'm going through the replay now just to see if I can figure this one out, because I can't see this being a competition caution. Not to the point where it's going to spoil it for everyone. Yeah, the 91 was sideways when the 71 came by, and that's what caused the caution.
Well, here we go, boys. Time for these pit crews to earn their money. They're probably going to have to come down at least one more time unless they can save a ton of fuel during caution.
Yeah, they're going to come up about 4 or 5 laps short, so it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
923 lead them down pit road.
I don't know, personally, if I would think that maybe I would possibly stay out, hope for another caution.
I'd say if you're somewhere back in the pack, try a 2-tire strategy or something. Try to get some track position.
Get some track positions, knowing that you're going to have to stop again. Take 2 tires, maybe take the left side tires, or take the 4 tires and no fuel and a little bit of fuel, knowing that you got, kind of split the difference, because you've got a good 45 laps to go.
Yeah, it looks like
probably about 40 by the time they go back to green.
Let's see, 23. We got, I believe it was the 39 won the race off pit road there. Yeah, 39 is going to win the race off pit road, followed by the 23. The 23.04. 17. That'll be about a split between the 62 and the 3.
Now, instead of guessing what we would do if we were Donovan Johns, let's ask Donovan Johns himself. What would he do in this situation?
Well, thank you guys for asking. Thanks for having me on here. Sorry, I've been kind of watching and letting you guys take over here. At this point, with these laps to go, I would be interested in filling up that fuel, getting 4 fresh tires all the way around, and going for maybe a splash down the run.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and I've seen the short pit work as well. So maybe not take not take all of the fuel that I need, but enough to carry me to
right
to where I'm going to be pitting the next time.
Yeah, I'd divide that up real fast here, and then get it figured out to where I can just do a short pit, just take just enough fuel and maybe right sides, and blast out.
Let's see, we're probably going to be... Oh, are the lights off the pace car already? No, there they are. Okay. Yeah. I had to wait for the pace car to get to a good angle.
I think I'd take most of the fuel, or enough. If I knew the cars well enough, I would try to time it so that the fuel's done about the same time as the tires, and then as soon as
there we go.
Green,
that's what I was thinking.
Fill it up with the rest of the fuel, and then you're good for the rest of the race. Maybe just chance it on the mileage.
With where we're at right now in this run and how these guys have gone, that's what I'd be doing. I'd set up for a medium run, and then with a short run to finish it off.
Looks like the 39.023 and everybody's going to come down and get a quick splash. 1977 and 62 also come down. Ollison's still on pit lane. A lot of them have already pulled off. We have them grouped 2 by 2 now. That's going to give the lead back over to Steve Dickerson.
And Olson pulling in now for his stop. Not quite sure why he did that, though, because he would have got the wave round on that.
All right, here we go. Pace car is going to make its way off of the racing surface. 23 has control. 04 to his outside. Green's back out, and we're back underway here. Oh, and a 3 did not get going. That's major championship implications right there, folks. 78 got around him. He has a buffer in the 27. It might be Couture. It might be Brothers. He might go ahead and let him go by.
Now, you remember Wes and, and Donovan, how I was talking about the guys staying away from the apron? I think that bet is off now. I've seen a number of cars playing with that apron to hold their line.
These guys are white. They're putting their Goodyears, excuse me, right on that white line, going through 3 and 4 there, coming down to for the dogleg up front here. They are driving hard and passionate, trying to make these moves stick.
We're almost running 3 wide all over the place. Looks like 19 is going to take the chance to split everybody. Contact in the back, 19 into 777 or around. Well, that's not the 777. That is the 357, excuse me. Caution is back out on the speedway. There goes everybody's strategy.
Yep, that just threw it all out.
Darn close. Now it's a matter of who pits last. We're at lap 87. We'll take the caution and pick up the pace car in 88. But
yeah, Charneski. Championship hopes there.
Yeah, I think we're looking at lap 91, maybe 92, that we go back green again. It could still come down to fuel.
Let's see it.
Yeah,
95, you go ahead.
They're getting, what, 31 laps on a good run here? Right around 31, 32 laps?
Well, we've seen 35, 36, which is exactly what they're going to have to push. And I guess it all depends on the gearing that they've set inside of that car.
That's going to be a tough one. Oh, this is finally getting some excitement here in this race, man. Now we're really going to have to see it. And how these guys just ran, there may be another caution here, as tight as these guys are pushing these cars right now.
Right, and with the caution out, these guys are coming down to this first time around, and that may be a mistake unless they're going to play around with the throttle and cut the ignition on parts of the lap, because if they stop now, they won't really have enough fuel.
Looks like the 76 Bergeron is going to stay out. 91 is going to get the wave around here. And I believe that is the 999 right behind him. Still 2 laps down. He's not going to be able to get a wave around this time either. And I believe that is the 39 Olesen stayed out as well with the 923 of Eanes.
Well, Bergeron, Olesen, and Eanes, I think they figure that if they pitted that first time around, they might not have enough fuel. So watch for a couple of these cars to pull down. Maybe this time, definitely next time by.
Well, 17 won that race off pit road. That's Anthony Mintz driving that AM Entertainment and Smoke Neck Records machine for Mintz Racing. He had a pretty good pit stop right there. Had the 26 of Braden Habermill come off right behind him. And then Steve Dickerson in that 23 machine. Right now, that's going to be your top 5, unless somebody decides to come down and does the 923. Brandon Eanes going to give up all of that track position just to try to make sure he has enough fuel in that car.
And I'm looking at the 76 of Bergeron right now, and unfortunately with the cockpit, it's not showing me RPMs, but I can hear his motor running.
Yeah, I would be, with as tight as this is, I would be looking at counting my seconds, killing the throttle or killing the ignition on and off, and then diving in just for that one little extra half gallon to gallon of fuel I can get on a stop right before the race goes green again.
And that's exactly what Bergeron is doing. Is he's cutting the throttle whenever he has to.
Yeah, and I'm noticing throughout the pack there are different strategies coming into play too. I saw the 78 dive down to pretty much meeting the grass there in turn 1 and 2 and coasting around a little bit.
Yeah, but these top 4 or 5 that didn't pit, you might find them on. Well, yeah, I guess they can't really pit when they go to green, but that's kind of when they would have to do it.
023 and the 62 back down pit lane, or the 62, excuse me.
Yeah, and those cars pitting right now should be able to really, as long as they don't seriously hurt their engines, they should be able to make it the rest of the way. But it looks like the top 3 are chancing on this, maybe getting another caution, and being able to stay out front.
Yeah, well, it is definitely go time. You're looking at right around 35 to go, 34 to go when we take the green flag on the front stretch here.
Now, the ones that did stay out, they only have a handful of laps on these tires. It shouldn't be too big of a difference on time. So it's not like they're going to be slowing people up. I don't think they're going to be spinning tires coming up to the green. But I definitely would watch for the leader doesn't bring the field up to speed until the last possible second.
All right, here we go again. Pace car heading down to the pit lane. And 76 is gone and away. Jonathan Bergeron with a huge jump. 39 does not get going. Going to be 3 wide heading into turn 1 here. Just about. 26 decided to back out a little bit.
And I'm looking at it, that start really confused a lot of people. I noticed the old 4 falling back a little bit and slowing up some cars behind him. A bit of accordion going on. But getting that far up in front, not a good thing. That's just asking freight train.
Here we go. 3 wide into 2. 26. 17. And I believe that's the 04. No, that's the 39 on the top side. They make it through.
These guys are almost beating and banging. 17's trying to make that move to come up along 76, and it is trying to make it stick. 39 starting to fall off, and he is just pedaling as hard as he can not to lose 4 more spots here. 17 looks like he's going to be able to pull that move on the top side of 76 and get some laps.
Yeah, I've noticed throughout this race that top groove doesn't work so well for side drafting. You can make it work in the second, but there is no top groove for these guys.
Maybe if they find a way to do a little bump drafting while the 26 is just starting to look on the inside there, wisely bringing it back down.
And you see the 78 behind his pack trying to figure out where he wants to go. 23, Dickerson. He's been pretty much in the lead for the majority of this race, especially when we're pack racing. He wants to try to get back up to the front, and Jonathan Bergeron and Anthony Mintz want to stay up there.
Yeah, it looks like Couture, Thornton, Anderson, and Moody are all going to catch that lead pack to make one big pack.
.30 to go. Next time by.
Yeah, we are watching gas pedal usage. We are listening to RPMs. We are watching these guys go bumper to bumper, quarter panel to quarter panel while trying to save fuel and fight for the lead. These guys are not given much room at all.
Yeah, I don't like the look of the racing going on at the front. You can see the tires starting to give up a little bit for those cars as they come really close to the that inside line, and you wonder how they're going to make it through a corner some laps.
Yeah, 17 definitely falling off a lot on that high side. Gets a good run into the turn, but coming out, he doesn't really have that much of an advantage. 26 getting pretty close to the quarter panel of the 17. And here he comes, drag racing back down the backstretch. And while you do have championship contenders at 78 and the 3 right there, sitting in 6th and 7th. Right behind this battle for the lead.
And it looks like they've kind of settled back to see what happens up front. They don't want to be any part of it.
I thought that was it right there.
Yeah, these mid-pack guys are not giving themselves any break either as they're fighting. Looking back here, I believe my cameras are stuck.
Yeah, I'm
The,
waiting for these guys to collide coming down the backstretch because they're getting awfully close exiting.
oh yeah, the 38, 55, 304. They are just dancing back and forth on top of each other, and they're trying to make something happen in places where it probably shouldn't be happening. Yeah, nothing's quite happened yet, but oh, it is. Woo, this is watching the what do we call it? The straw about to stir the coffee.
Just over 25 laps to go. Actually, 27 to go. 26 the next time they come by the line.
The 38 and the 55 trying to bring along the cars behind them on the top lane, catching and passing the 78 here.
55 has been beating on that 38 hard for the last 2 laps now, trying to make that move past the 78. 78's getting a little bit of a run back. 55 looks like he's about to give up the frustration level while the 19's beating on him. Something has got to give in this this pack.
Almost 3 wide up near the front. 39 thought about it. Still thinking about it. He's going to try it. And he thinks better.
And I can see that 17 trying to get around the 76 of Bergeron there. And you can see Bergeron in 3, just the back end starting to come around a little bit. He's giving up some speed, and those guys behind him are starting to catch up.
Here we go. 3 wide for the lead. 39 wants it. 76 has got it. 17 is losing it. And the 39's not going to be able to clear him. Still 3 wide all the way back through the pack there. Looks about 4 or 5 rows deep. Oh, got some in the wall. 38.
And, yep, the 38 out in the wall. He's going to lose some spots.
Oh,
there.
right behind him. 923.70.
There it is.
Oh.
The good news, if they pit now, they can make it to the end of the race.
There's a silver lining.
If you are Bergeron, Olsen, or Mintz, you can probably make it to the end from here.
With the caution
Without
laps,
the
what kind of
caution.
fuel? What kind of
Without having
fuel
to pit.
are they burning under caution load?
Well, you would figure that they go through half as much fuel a lap, but I noticed with Bergeron, he was cutting throttle and cutting the ignition on some of those laps. So I would expect that he probably figures that he can go the rest of the way.
It's a tough call.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's got the tires to go to the end of the race.
The 923 just barreled into the pits here.
So it just went from a fuel race to now who's going to have the tires to keep the pace.
I thought you were going to say who's going to have the lug nuts to make the move. Because this is going to be pretty dicey here. Looks like everybody... Nope, not everybody. 26, 23, 27 behind him. Michael Couture. And the 38 is going to stay out.
Who all stopped on the last stop, which would put them in a spot that they can finish the race. But tire-wise, I don't know if that's going to work out.
Now, we've seen, I mean, even those old tires, I mean, you know, granted, they only had about maybe 2-3 green flag laps on them. They didn't, well, they've got just at 10 laps green flag on these tires. And I believe every single one of these guys came down pit road last time.
Yeah, and if any of these guys have a faster per lap, they've probably used it up on that stop. This is the run to the end, no matter what. Nobody's going to be pitting it unless they have to stop for damage.
And it looks like
this is the fun.
76 won the race off pit road and had the 17 right behind him. 78, 3, and 04, your top 5 off of pit road. So, and if we're going by the old school points, which I believe positions 1 through 7 or 1 through 8, they drop by 5 points apiece. It might be through the top 10 or top 12. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've calculated something with the old school points. I know the winner gets 175, 185 if he wins and leads the most laps. So, just basing it off of that, I mean, you have 3 of the championship contenders right there. Of course, the closest 2 would be the 78 and the 3. So they're going to have to get some kind of separation if Bustos wants to win this championship. Couture, all he has to do is pretty much keep the 78 in his line of sight, and he should be pretty good. I don't know if either of them have led any laps today, but that could be the difference if one of them did. Don't believe they've been out front today. All right, we're lining them up, and talking about the championship contenders. I mean, both of them have had a pretty stellar season so far. 4 wins apiece for them, 18 top 10s, as well as Couture edging out Bustos in top 5s by 4, 14, 10 respectively. Coming into the race, only 5 points separated them, so going to go back green with 20 laps to go to decide the 2016 Slow Old Guys Racing champion in the street stock division. And this is season number 10. So this is for some pretty exclusive bragging rights. A decade of slow old guys racing. Here's to a decade more. Pace car is off. And the Wonder Bread machine is gone. Green flag back out in the air. He's going to need a lot of help from Tom Cruise.
I noticed that there was a lot of gaps between those cars. It really wasn't a tight start.
Yeah, these guys are, compared to the last 2 starts that we've seen, they have given themselves lots of room, lots of friendly competition going on here. And unless you're sitting in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, these guys are, really close.
Bustos wants to win this championship. He's trying to do it by any means necessary. Add a couple car gap between him and the 3. Looks like the 3's going to try to follow him. 78's going to ditch him, go down to the bottom.
Yeah,
here we
I'm
go.
thinking that Bustos is just driving his mirror now. He's spotted that 3 car, and he's just hoping that he can keep him behind him.
Yeah, underneath the 17, working his way out of turn 2 as we have a battle for the lead in the front.
Oh, he's coming.
He's loose.
Oh, good bit of driving right there to wheel that thing back.
Yeah, he gets it back, but he's going to lose that drive.
And he's going to lose the championship right there. He desperately needs a caution to catch back up and hope that the 3 comes down to pit or something to catch back up. I mean, he went from running near the top 5 to sitting 15th last time by. The 3 is in 9th on the outside with the 19 in front of him. 19 still had a pretty big gap to overcome, 44 points leading into this race, but we have a lot of racing left to go. And here comes Couture to lead his first couple laps here tonight. Looks like the 76 said, nuh-uh, my turn. He's back out front.
Yeah, Bergeron running with those slightly older tires. He's definitely doing better in the top lane than he was trying to hug the bottom. See if that works out for him.
As side by side, about 6 rows deep, at least 5. They're running through these corners tight.
After watching the first part of this race, coming in a little late, and how strung out these guys were, and as you guys were pointing out, the packs of 3 and all that kind of stuff, this is some really awesome racing these guys are doing right now. Side by side, 6 rows deep. These guys are battling, driving, and being clean about it.
Just to point out to everyone, the 62 Ledesma seemed to come out of nowhere, and he's making up spots.
Ooh, almost 3 wide.
Oh, 17 is just driving himself up there. Mintz is trying to, I won't even say it, getting himself up to the
Trying to chop his way through the...
Oh, I'm
3 wide.
honey.
Oh, that looked like...
3 wide, 2 rows deep. Look at this.
It looked like the
You've
55
had
in the
6
wall.
cars in 0.2 seconds.
Moody
As you're
making
coming
some
up with
contact
another
with the
3
wall.
wide. You've got 3 rows, 3 wide. These guys are battling.
At 26 and 17 in the middle of these cars right here. 17, 37. Going to break out here. 26 is on older tires.
And it looks like these cars are forming like the Indianapolis 500, 3 wide and 3 deep.
Oh,
This
26.
Oh, bumper.
There we go. There it is.
There he goes. He's done.
There it is. 3's
there
involved.
went, and there goes the big one.
78's involved. Both of the championship contenders involved in that wreck.
Let's see. Do we do a height comparison for how high that car got up in here right now?
Do you want the X Games rank?
That looked like he got up to row H.
Wow. You knew it was going to happen. I mean, you could only run 3 wide here for so long. And a lot of good cars involved there. 26 just got underneath the 76. And whoa. Oh, 23. Just good Lord. All up into defense. I think he's done. 38 rolling around. 78 didn't get that much. 78 we're going to do onboard. Or excuse me, 76 onboard with Bergeron here. Such a shame running such a good clean race up near the front the whole day, and this is what happens.
Clean is a relative term. That's lacking contact with other cars.
And 76 is now part of the Turtle Club.
Am I not turtle enough for your turtle club?
That's going to shake it up here.
Yeah,
17 going to be out front, 27 behind him, 23 to the inside. 23 has been a pretty decent car all day, 04 up here. Couture up to position number 5. He's going to have a 2-car buffer between him and the 78 of Bustos.
But there'll be 9 or 10 laps to go by the time they take the green. Anything can happen in 10 laps.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
I don't know. I've been watching the 62 of Ledesma just casually walk his way through the field. Now he's led a couple of times, but now he's sitting in a solid 7th.
Yeah, I mean, all of these guys have looked pretty stout, throughout the whole day. I mean, a couple of guys hanging around the back. I mean, they obviously didn't get their setup dialed in good enough for the race, but everybody's been pretty calm. Everybody's been keeping it pretty much forward. All 4 wheels pointing in the right direction, except for the back half of this race. And it's been a pleasure to call so far.
Well, and I don't think it has anything to do with the driver quality or anything like that. It's just generally the first half of the race, everyone knows that you got a ways to go. They get in line, they turn laps, and then it gets go time. And that's what we're seeing now is the guys racing for those spots, trying to pick up what they can to win.
Now, I know the 78 is going to be one to watch for here on this restart. Anybody have a favorite right now? We have an anonymous voice in our ears saying 17.
I'm gonna go with the 17 as well. Just the way he drove from that last restart up through the field between everybody, established a phenomenal drive, and was able to be dominant and take the lead. I think right now his car is tuned in. He's feeling it, and he looks hungry.
Yeah, and you know what? He's picked up 23 spots from, I guess, not turning qualifying lap and making his way to the front. I'm going to go with the seventh place car, the 62 of Ledesma.
I'm looking at that 23 right now of Dickerson. He's won 5 races this year so far, so he knows how to put her in victory lane. Of course, not taken away from. Yeah, I don't even see where Mintz is up here. Yeah, this is only Mintz's 3rd start in this series, so be cool to see, a quote unquote rookie come in here and
into
show
the
these
old
boys
guys.
how it's done.
I wish we could have the driver's age for the slow old guys here. That'd be kind of fun.
Donovan, do you realize that the youngest guy to ever win in this series has been 40, I guess?
It's still younger than me. Yeah, it'd be kind of fun watching the 70-year-old beat up on the 60-year-old, getting whooping around the 40-year-old.
Oh, it definitely happens.
Shit happens to me every Saturday night at the racetrack.
Yeah, lights are off. They're coming through 3 and 4, getting ready for just, I guess, 7 laps of green flag racing to finish this thing off.
Roundabout, here it goes. If we complete at least 2 laps, or at least 3 laps, we are done for the season. Green flag is back out for the 17. We are back underway here in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's a fantastic looking start there. 78's already making moves. All over the place. These guys making just fine, beautiful moves, establishing positions. I'm watching that 78. He is driving hard right now.
Yeah, he wants to win this championship. He's going to try to peek to the outside, see if he can get a good run. 3's not going to throw the block, though. 4's thinking about going up there with him. Not going to do it. 62 going to follow the 78. 78 can get up to that 17. He's going to pick up at least 1 spot.
Dun.
Yeah, well, I mean, the championship story lies with the 78 and 3. So, with both of them being up at the front, I mean, you can play spoiler and get in between them.
Look at that 78 go!
Yeah, he wants it. And he's back to the back bumper of the 17 now. Going to give him a shot going into 362. Almost did the same. 27 overturning. Oh, gets a little loose, gets a little contact from the 23.
Inside line's bottlenecking up. They're going to be able to get around. 17, if he's going to drop down and block the 23. Let's see what he's going to do here.
He's going to have to do something quick. There it goes.
Couture's not going to have any part of it.
78's wrecked.
Oh!
Yellow is out. That may end it.
No, this would be a 1 or 2 lap shootout, but that might have just decided the championship.
78 looks to be about done. Yeah, his front clip is all tore up on that thing. I don't know if he's already used his fast repair, but now would be a opportune time to do so. Just to try to see if you can get somewhere with it. Because he fell all the way back.
Yeah, I saw the 78 and the 62 kind of drafting together, working up, and the 3 desperately trying to get up in the middle there, and I think that's what started the whole thing.
See, the 17 didn't know where he wanted to go to block, and 78 tried to go, try to hit the high lane, and 62 wanted to go ahead and hit the I don't think we're going to have very nice words between the 78 and the 17 here on the track. 78's pulled up beside him and giving him the "you're number one" salute, pretty much. They come back out onto the racing surface. A lot of good cars got tore up in that last exchange. Wow. Well, when it's for all the marbles, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And 78 just he ran out of luck there.
Yeah, I don't think it was a case of anyone blocking anyone else. It was just a lot of people hard racing, and you could just see that the three was really noticing the 78 making some moves, and he had to make sure he stayed close.
And I mean, the 3 is up to third right now. It looks like Bustos is still in the top 10. But I don't think he's going to have any aerodynamical help here. Front end of that car is mush. But there's still a chance. If we get the should get one to go here. If my calculations were correct. And if we get to one to go here, we're going to have about a 2 to 3 lap shootout.
2 or 3 laps. I mean, you only need one to win it.
And here comes 78 down pit road. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. See if he takes a faster pair real quick. Because really, there's only 16 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, but has the 3 led a lap this race?
And we got a brand new car. He's down and away.
So the 3 has led a lap. If the 78 hasn't, then that could spell disaster.
I don't believe the 3 has led a lap either. But now, what do you do? I mean, 17's got the lead. You have, just assuming here, but what would be, a brother or, cousin or somewhere along that lines between Michael and Joshua?
I would find a spot and just drive. If you're that close to winning it, all you got to worry about is keeping that 78 behind him.
Yeah, I'd say about the same, but
then races happen. It just gets in your blood, and you see a spot, you go after it. So yeah, I totally get it.
you definitely want to go out on top. Light should come off the car right now, hitting the stripe. And 78 has a lot of ground to make up. He's probably not going to be able to, but it's going to be fun trying to keep up with him coming through the pack here as we are getting lined up again for the final time of 2016 for the Slow Old Guys Racing Championship.
Well, I mean, if I'm Bustos, I'm going to find the car right directly ahead of me, plug onto his bumper, and hope he makes decisions to get you to the front. And I've seen the 62 do it. He was my pick until that accident happened. I'm not sure where his damage is right now, but he made a habit of getting up there within 3 laps from middle of the pack to the front. I don't think this war is over yet.
Kind of got a couple guys, lagging back a little bit towards the middle of the field. I mean, I don't know if we're trying to get a good jump here or what, but pace car is now going to make that hard left-hand turn down to the pit road for the final time. Green flag is out. Green, white,
and the
checker.
27. Yeah, Couture
missed
not
a big
off to a
spark.
great start.
There goes the 23. Oh,
And
23.
contact.
Get in where you fit in. Let's see if the three's going to take it to the inside, and 17.
Couture
He wants to
making
win this
that
thing.
move. Ooh, some contact. They're
3
gonna go
wide.
3 wide into. Yeah, 3 wide in. We'll see if they go 3 wide out. Though.
23's pitching sideways.
That's going to do it. That's going to do it. The 3 is going to be your race winner and your championship winner. Congratulations goes out to Joshua Couture, 2016 Slow Old Guys Free Stock Champion. That was incredible.
That came down to the last lap.
That was amazing. For the first half of this race compared to the second half of this race, man, what a show these guys just put on.
And there's 78 still showing his displeasure for the 17.
Yeah, I was watching for that there. I wasn't sure if he was coming up to congratulate the 3 or maybe shake his fist a bit more at the 17.
He made it all the way back up to 9th. I mean, consolation prize, but he didn't make it back up. I believe he was still finished P2 in the standings because Charneski finished a lap down. There's the fireworks for the number 3.
Oh,
this
17 and 78
there it
having
is.
a conversation.
There it is. We're going at it, boys. And, of course, this is all unofficial. We will get the official word from race organizers here in just a few minutes. But Joshua Couture, race winner at least. So we will see a good, should see some good smoke show down here on the front stretch. And these things should have just enough to burn them down. So here we go. Oh, does it though? There it is.
Gotta work that one.
Yeah, you gotta hit that puppy just right. And he's got her. Pretty slick Mountain Dew car there, if I do say so myself. And looks like yeah, all we have to shout out, he's on the SOG team. Never really got a slow old guys team. It's got it's crew chief of Harry Murchison, the Florida native. And he is definitely burning them down. If those tires could blow, they'd already done it by now. He deserves a good win, good season. Definitely paid off at the end. Yeah, he's into it, guys.
I think I was in neutral. I was in the clutch.
We're gonna give him a couple more seconds here. I believe we have a couple of interviews to do. First, we're gonna give you the results here. Of course, the number 3 car, Joshua Couture, your 2016 Slow Old Guys champion. He is your race winner as well here tonight. Then you had the 04 Valeri Andreessen finishing in P2. Third place with Scott Olesen, Anthony Mintz, and Michael Couture is going to round out your top 5. Brandon Eanes makes a good recovery back to the 6th position. Angel Ledesma in 8th. Jorge Bustos Jorge's in 8th. Angel is in 7th. 9th goes to Tim Pruitt. Ray Thompson's going to round out your top 10. 11th went to Jason Barnett. Braden Habermail in 12th. Scott Dickerson in 13th. Last car on the lead lap. And in 14th, you have Christopher Moody 2 laps down. Russell Charneski, big tough break for him. Going to come home in 15th. 16th goes to Tyler Sontag. Gerald Wheeler in 17th. Matt Wyrick Sr. in 18th. 19th goes to Dylan Thornton. And Jonathan Bergeron is going to round out your top 20. 21st goes to Troy Lent. Chuck Smith in 22nd. Harry Murchison in 23rd. And Sir Charles is going to round out your field.
There's definitely some finish and some excitement going on towards the end of it.
Oh yes, a ton of excitement towards the end of this race. All right, we have third place driver Scott Olison in the booth with us. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that was a great race from you towards the front for most of the race. How you feeling after your third place finish?
I'll take it. It feels like a win. Man, these guys to race with week in and week out, it's a treat. Um, this whole league, this SOG, is some of the best competitive racers out there on iRacing right now. It's intense. First, 100 laps, I just wanted to stay up front, stay out of trouble. Um, Had a little snafu there in the pits. Didn't take enough gas. Had to come back in. Kind of put us to the back towards the later part of the race. But we fought through it. Yellows kind of fell in our favor, and that last yellow came out, and all I could do was hold her down and just make sure I got through it.
You got anything for him, Cafe?
Well, I noticed towards the end of the race there, you guys were running 3 wide and trying to make it stick. You got a little bit close to the 17 there towards the last caution there. Were the tires starting to give out, or the draft really affecting the handling in the car?
Tires were great. We got 4 fresh tires on the last pit stop that we went in on, and the grip was awesome. The chassis I get from Troyland chassis, spot on. Couldn't ask for anything better. Um, the draft is crazy out there. If you gotta be real careful, you kind of gotta watch 2, 3 cars ahead of you to see what they're gonna do, if they're gonna check up. You don't want to get into them and cause a big wreck. For everybody else behind you. But the draft out here is crazy. The the competitiveness of these guys is just outstanding. These guys are great. I'm just glad we could bring it home third, and we'll go get them next year.
All right, well, congratulations on your third place finish tonight. Well deserved. You have any sponsors or anybody you want to shout out here before we let you go?
Yeah, I gotta give another shout out to Troyland Chassis. Guy hooks me up week in, week out, gives me a great car, gets me around the track. Congrats to Josh on his championship. Yeah, I know he went through a rough spot there mid-season, but he toughed it out. Congrats again, and thanks to you guys, Off Camber TV, putting on a good show. Appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get to see you guys around next year.
All right, well, we appreciate the good racing out there. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to our second place finisher, the 04, Larry Andreessen. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, so, you're pretty much in the same boat. You're pretty much up front for the majority of the race, mid-packed up front. Tell us how your race went.
Actually, it's really a pretty exciting race, even though it doesn't look like a lot's going on during a lot of that part. There's a lot of strategy, a lot of things thinking about fuel mileage, how things are going to play out, and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of it is just riding around and stuff like that. We knew once that yellow came out, it was going to get really exciting from there, and it certainly paid off, and really was really exciting the last 35 laps or so.
So with that, I guess it was the second last restart. I noticed that you were a little bit slow going. Do you think your race was over at that point when you started dropping back?
No, I was just not really too worried about it. Just kind of, take what was going to come with stuff like that. I think starting on the outside really kind of is a little different, and you kind of got to play things the way they kind of hang out. My car seemed to really, really like the white line a lot better than it did up high, so that was really where I preferred to be.
Yeah, and you were saying, the caution right around lap 90 really worked in most people's favor. They could finish it off on fuel, maybe not so much so on tires, but that's kind of where you guys were banking on. If there's another caution that comes up, that was the last stop you'd have to make. Anyone else that you'd like to thank? Any sponsors or anyone out there you want to say hi to?
Thanks to Oli Beer, having the good luck horseshoe on the hood really helped out quite a bit, probably. Congrats to Josh. Actually, he probably was instrumental in me winning the race at Las Vegas to make it into the championship. So I would have been happy with any of the 5 drivers in the championship winning. Most happy if I would have, but any one of them would have been fine. They're all really good race car drivers.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on a good season. You still finished top 5 in point standings. Still don't have the official word yet, but great run here tonight. Good second place finish.
All right. Thanks very much.
All right. And we get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone because we get to interview the race winner and the unofficial champion at the same time, Joshua Couture. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Now, I know you're excited because you burned him down in front stretch for quite a long time there, man. Take us through those final couple laps there with the 78 near you.
It got crazy. I knew I had to go to the front as the laps were getting clicking down, and I just knew I had to go to the front to win the thing.
When you saw the 78 and the 62 hookup, were you worried at all that they might pull ahead of you?
I saw them coming, and I knew if I don't go, if it's like 10 laps to go, I had no shot at winning the race.
Well, it worked out in your favor because not only did you get ahead of that, you won the race, and unofficially, I guess you're the champion. So, any sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to?
I want to say thank you for Harry Mercerson. He helps me set the car up and stuff and get everything right, and he's the main key for me winning the races and stuff. And it's been a good season with Scott and Larry. I had fun racing against y'all.
This is Tony Knuckles. I just wanted to let you know I just received a message from Troy Lent, and you are officially the 2016 season champion. So I just wanted to congratulate you real quick.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, again, congratulations. Great win. And congratulations on your 2016 championship there, buddy. Hope you celebrated as well as you raced it here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So, is there anybody else that we need to speak to here tonight? There. Okay. Let's try to get old Troy Lent down here and see if get a couple words with him.
Now, I wasn't really paying attention to what everyone else picked, but did anyone really figure on the 3-car making its way back up there?
I'll be honest with you, no. I mean,
we all picked the people that weren't going to win.
Yeah.
Actually, I think 2 of us picked the cars that wrecked towards the end of the race.
Yeah, I think we skipped over him for the commentator's curse. It's normally when we pick somebody they wreck.
Right? Yeah, that was pretty bad, that ending there.
All right, and had a special guest, Jason. How you doing there, bud?
I'm doing good. Doing good this evening, sir. How are you?
Doing pretty good. He's okay. The owner. All right. Yeah, we're getting information fed to us. Pretty late here. So what'd you think?
I think the boys put on a pretty good show tonight, as usual. we've got an amazing group of sim racers here in the SOG league that put a lot of pride in their sim craft and show up. You know, we do a couple races a week and a pretty long season. These guys show up week after week, night after night, and put on a hell of a show. And it's, I think I'm going to kind of key in on something that Scott said. The competitive level of these sim drivers is just parallel to none. Some of the best stock car racing on iRacing that I've ever seen. And I can't say enough about how much these guys, respect and put on a hell of a show for us. And they didn't let us down tonight when that late caution come out. We all got caught up and 3 wide, 4 wide, and it got like Larry said, there's a lot going on out there. From sitting in the booth or watching the race, it doesn't look like there's a lot going on, but I know by racing it and being out there with these guys, I can say that there is an awful lot of stuff going on in front of you, behind you, and these guys do a hell of a job putting on a good show.
Yeah, that they do. Very, very impressive from my standpoint in the booth. Can't tell you what I expected coming in, but that was thoroughly impressive. I had a great time up here calling this race for you, as I'm sure Cafe and Donovan, when he got in the booth, did as well, and Tony on the cameras. So we'd like to thank you for the opportunity.
No, I'd really appreciate you guys doing what you do. I can't wait to get some time and watch, see how it looks from a broadcast standpoint. Never actually got a chance to watch one of these races like that, so really looking forward to it.
So tell us a little bit more about the SOG. Give us a little general synopsis and tell us what y'all all about.
Well, we run, primarily we run a street stock class on various courses, ranging from these 1.5 miles to a shorter 5 flag style racetrack. Open setups. We run a basic rule package, kind of, very similar to your normal short tracks with a little bit of NASCAR mix. We focus point on having fun. That's the number one rule, is just let's have some fun. But we wanted to put a little competitive spirit into it, so we did a points system with a chase final, with tonight being our final race. Again, very similar to NASCAR, winning you're in, and basic points, racing point standards. And but it's just about getting together and having a good time and enjoying something that we all love to do. Here with this sim racing, we all love auto racing, and we all love hanging out with a good group of guys that gets to joke around and talk setups and get out there and put a bumper to each other every once in a while. And it's just all about camaraderie and having a good time and enjoying something that we all really love to do.
Awesome. Cafe or Donovan, y'all got some questions?
Well, I mean, we saw the name SOG. Is there a minimum requirement to get into this league?
Negative, actually. There is no minimum requirement. We take everybody as long as they're respectful, listen to our rules, and when Mr. Lint and I have something to say, we're going to pull you aside and have a little chat. And as long as you're respectful, follow the rules, and are a clean racer, it pretty much will let anybody run.
Awesome.
Well, overall, from what we've seen tonight, you guys had a great league. You had great camaraderie going through what we heard on the comms, through pit reporting. It was fantastic. Great group. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you again more next season.
Oh yeah, Mr. Lint and I are going to sit down and pin up a new schedule for next year. We're really looking forward to iRacing coming up with dirt. That's a lot of chatter about that, so we'll probably be running some dirt shows and definitely doing what we've normally been doing for the last 10 seasons.
Awesome, and also congratulations on 10 seasons. You rarely find that kind of thing in the online gaming community, let alone sim racing. So congratulations to y'all on that as well.
Well, we wouldn't have done it without this group of guys. And, each and every one of these guys have been with us for multiple seasons and just really gel together and have a lot of fun together. So it's honestly, it's not about me. It's or Troy or the league. It's these guys, these SOG racers that come out that make up what this is all about. So I can't take no credit for it. It's the whole team. It's the league, however you want to say it. It's a group effort.
All right. Anybody you want to shout out real quick before we go ahead and shut this puppy on down?
If I had a list of every league member, I could give a shout out. So I'm just going to give a shout out to all the SOG guys. Big shout out to Josh. Congratulations, you ran a very, very good season this year, bud. Won a handful of races. You're a stout competitor, and you deserve the this 2016 season 10 championship, back-to-back championships. In fact, I believe.
Awesome. Well, that was league owner. I would assume you're Jason Barnett, correct?
That is correct, yes, sir.
Okay, because you're the only Jason in here, so I'll make sure. All right. Well, that's gonna about do it. Cafe Donovan, any final thoughts, real quick?
Hell of a race. It got more exciting as it went on. So I wish the group best of luck for seasons to come, and looking forward to seeing more racing come out of them.
Yeah, I think old Donovan's done. So yeah, for Cafe Hole, Donovan, Tony Knuckles on the cameras, and myself, Weston Mess, we are OCTV, and we are out.